Hi, today I'm going to tell you a very interesting story. Now, many of you know that I am a collector of vintage film cameras. I've been collecting old film cameras for a number of years, and in that time I've accumulated quite a collection. Now, a few years back, I was in a Salvation Army store in Bangor, Maine. Now, I love going to secondhand stores, and I always love looking for that next golden oldie camera to add to my collection. I was walking through the store, not really seeing much of anything, but then something on a top shelf really caught my eye. What I found that day was this. This is called a Brownie Hawkeye camera that was manufactured by Kodak. And this was sold in the 1950s. I'm sure many of you remember this camera. Many of you may have parents or grandparents who had one of these cameras. It was a very popular, best-selling camera. Millions of these were sold, and they're still quite easy to find on the second-hand market. I paid $5 for mine, and you can still see the sticker the price tag is still there on the camera. Now, the camera itself is pretty interesting, but what was really interesting was what I found inside the camera. Inside that camera was a roll of Verichrome film. Now, Verichrome was a film made many years ago. It's not made anymore. This was a black and white film. Now, immediately when I saw this roll of film, I knew it was very old. I could immediately tell it was from probably the 50s or the 60s. I got this roll of film developed. I sent it away to Dwayne's Photo in Kansas. I was quite pleasantly shocked when I got my photos back, because there were 3 images on the film. Now, the images were kind of faded and not the clearest, but there were definitely 3 images that you could easily see on the film. I would really like to try to reunite these long-lost photos with the family that owns them. Now, you can see in the 3 images, it's 3 different groupings of people. We see a couple of women, we see a man, and we see a young woman. Now, I'm guessing that the man and the women are somewhere in their 50s to 70s, and the young lady in the photo, I'm guessing, is probably in her mid to late 20s. Now, unfortunately, I'm thinking that maybe the more mature people are probably gone by now, but I have a suspicion that the young lady is still around. I would love to see these photos get reunited with the family. Now, keep in mind, as I mentioned, these were found in a Salvation Army store in Bangor, Maine. So it's very possible that this family is still in the Bangor, Maine area, or somewhere in the state of Maine, or possibly somewhere in the New England area. So if you are familiar with New England, with Maine, with Bangor, if you have friends or relatives in that area, please share this video with them. Send them the link. Make sure they see these images. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you the photos, so you'll get a nice close-up look and you'll be able to see the people in the photos. If you recognize any of them, please let me know. Leave a comment down below in the comment section, and I'll do all I can to reunite these photos with the family that owns them. Now, you may be surprised to know that this actually happens rather frequently. In all the time that I've been collecting old film cameras, it is not uncommon for me to find an undeveloped roll of film in the camera. I wouldn't say this happens all the time, but I would say it does happen maybe once or twice a year. And when I get these films developed, it's always fascinating to see what's on them. And in this case, it's especially fascinating. You never know with an old film if you're still going to be able to see the images on them. So I really kept my fingers crossed, hoping that there would be some viewable images on the film, and luckily there was. So here are the images close up. If you know anyone in these photos, please let me know. Thank you very much.